ground after their loss to Pittsburgh. They've lost 3 out of 4. Brady yesterday asked about his struggles and if he would ever consider retiring in the middle of the season.
Well, that's really why I'm here. I'm here to announce, finally, you guys pushed me to the brink. I love the sport and I love the teammates and you know, I want to go do a great job for this team like I always have. So no retirement in my future.
Okay, here's what I will say. The idea of him retiring midseason, whatever. That was the most energized I've sort of seen him look. Sometimes maybe you need to hit rock bottom or you need people making suggestions about you that clearly go at least one step, if not multiple steps too far. That looked a little more like Tom Brady standing there than we have seen Tom Brady in a while.
Well, yeah, well, maybe the question of are you going to retire midseason is kind of funny.
Right.
It just made him laugh on the inside.
Right.
Like, come on, like that's a ridiculous question.
Right.
Tom Brady's not going to stop halfway through the year after playing as long as he has. But anyway, he does look to be a little bit on the upswing as far as emotions concerned. So I think that this is going to be a rebound game against the Carolina Panthers. He's maybe excited to throw a few touchdown passes.
Look, he's a 13-point. They are a 13-point favorite this week against a team that just traded away its best player last night. What do you need to see from Tampa Sunday, Sam? I mean, look, if they lose this game, then I mean, it sets off right like a 5-alarm fire. What do you need to see from them that will make you say, oh, actually, maybe this really is heading in the right direction?
There's not much I need to see from them. They're playing against a team that just traded away their best player, a team that's got a quarterback, at least last week, that wasn't really throwing the ball, a backup third-string quarterback. So it's not for me about this game. It's about what do you do next week, and then the week after that. You have the Ravens, you have the Rams. Like 3-3 right now. Okay, you win next week. You win this game. You're 4-3. But then you lose to the Ravens. Now you're 4-4. Now you're 5. That's my concern about this team. I think it's going to be like a 10-7, 9-8 type of team that still make the playoffs, but I don't see this game solving any problems.
The good news for them is the division is so bad, right? You got Carolina, you got the Saints, who we thought were going to be good, who last night fell to 2-5. You were there, obviously, for the game last weekend. What did you see from them against the Steelers?
You know, well, I had conversations with guys in the Steelers locker room that have echoed a lot of what we've heard, that it didn't look like Tom Brady was having fun because real life is catching up to him. But you know what I need to see out of Tom Brady this week? I need to see him make risotto. Let me explain. Because right now he's treating the Bucs like it's a pot of rice that he put on the stove. He brought it up to a boil and he just put it on the back burner and like, you're going to take care of yourself. Treat it like risotto. Risotto, you have to constantly pay attention. You got to stir. You got to add water. And if you stop for a second, the rice gets hard. It's not as good. I need to see him make risotto, keep putting in the work, do what he did to win all those Super Bowls. He does that. This team gets back on track, and it looks a lot better in a couple weeks.
I like that. Risotto, not rice, for Tom Brady and the Bucs. And we can put the picks up there. They almost go without saying. RC, give me. You got the floor here. What do you need to see that'll make you think Brady and the Bucs are actually going to be okay?
You need to see some sort of connectivity offensively. Think about the way the game started against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom Brady is 3 for 10. He actually had wide receivers running wide open. He's dirting the ball, overthrowing the ball, missed throws. And now you look at him and you think to yourself, and you have to if you're on that team, dang, man, I sure wish you wasn't out at weddings eating sugar cookies or whatever he puts in his cookies. I'm sure it's some type of rejuvenation pill or something that they put in there. They melt it and they make sure that he looks good for the weekend. But Tom Brady needs to get back to this team. And I don't mean back to this team in the way that he's just playing on the field, but being the leader and being the teammate, also being one of the guys. The one thing we loved about him in New England was they said that Bill Belichick treated Tom Brady exactly like the rest of the team, so there was nothing that he couldn't say to the other 52 players. That's where Todd Bowles needs to get with Tom Brady. That's what Tom Brady needs to get back to. Needs to get back to leading this team and playing the type of football that he played last year.
Absolutely. So he needs risotto and cookies. That's pretty much, we have designed the menu at this point for Tampa Tom and company. Final thought from you, Ninko, again, as his longtime teammate. How about that thought from RC there, that he has been behaving a little differently than we're accustomed to, separating himself from the group?
Yeah, and I like the connectivity. That you want to see this team go into this matchup and really just dominate and take over. So you want to see Tom throw for 3 touchdowns. You want to see him on top of the game, feeling good, moving the ball down the field, scoring a lot of points, defense looking like they're somewhat together and playing together, so then they can move forward with some confidence. But again, as far as treating him like everybody else, I agree. There needs to be, everybody has to be on the same page. There can't be this, oh, I'm going to leave, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that, I'm going to miss here, and you can't have that. So I think moving forward, maybe things are going to change a little bit, and he's going to try and get back to, I guess, the old way or the old Tom.
Think about the team that they're playing this weekend. Last week, Carolina fired its coach. Last night, they traded away Christian McCaffrey. The Buccaneers should certainly win and win big on Sunday. If they don't, there'll be a lot of questions. Meanwhile, the game is called Flip or Flop. Let's play it here. RC, I'm starting with you. Will Russell Wilson and the Broncos offense flip or flop against the Jets?
Oh, it's going to flop. Hey, Greeny, the green machine is back, brother. I saw that you were sleeping on feet to any quarterback in this league, and I think it's going to affect Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett because, I mean, hell, everybody has been.
That's right. Brooke, next up, will Derek Carr and the Raiders?
It's a tomato, though. But there was no pitch count, and I was just, we were full go. I'm not just going to act like I didn't have a broken bone a few weeks ago, so still going to go through some things, but for the most part, I'm healthy. It feels good. Grab the ball. Ball's comfortable in my hand, my grip's great, and yeah, I mean, honestly, putting it behind me and just focusing on this game plan.
All right, so Dak is back. Let's get the easy part of this out of the way. They play the Lions. Cindy put the picks up there. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this because this is about a lot more than just one game. As they take on Detroit, you will see the picks in a moment. There's probably not a lot of surprises in your expectation. So, RC, I'm going to ask you a different question. Fill in the blank. The return of a healthy Dak Prescott makes the Dallas Cowboys what?
A Super Bowl contender. A team that should be right below the Eagles when we're thinking about what the NFC presents. Look at everything that the Cowboys did while they had Cooper Rush at quarterback. I mean, so much so, Greeny, you were trying to create a quarterback controversy every Monday morning that we came into work. But Cooper Rush kind of ran its course, and there was so much heat on the defense, so much heat on the offensive line, also the running back position. Now Dak Prescott can pick some of those things up. What's going to be big is for Kellen Moore to understand the things that he learned while calling plays for Cooper Rush, that the run game is important. Protect the offensive line by using the play-action pass, getting the football out of Dak Prescott's hands quickly, and moving the pocket as well to allow Dak Prescott to not have to throw from traffic the entire time. And this defense is top-notch. This defense is not only Super Bowl caliber, it's Super Bowl winning caliber, which is a totally different thing. When you watch the way they rough the passer, defend on the back end, linebackers that run side to side, now with Dak Prescott, this team has everything it needs to win a championship. You said that early on in the season, Mike McCarthy could be your coach of the year. He's going to get an opportunity to show us because he has everything in the cupboard to make the right type of meal to have a ring on their fingers in the offseason.
That's exactly right. Look, Philadelphia Eagles, the good news, you're 6-0. The bad news, the two teams that are closest to you are getting fortified now. The 49ers got Christian McCaffrey. We started there, and now the Cowboys get their quarterback back. How about you? A healthy Dak Prescott makes the Cowboys what?
Still second in the NFC East. I mean, because the way that, for me, it's not just that Philly won, it's the way that Philly won. Last year, we saw Philly run the ball. They were the #1 rushing team. This year, they're #1 in attempts. They're still a top 5 rushing team. So the way they closed out the Dallas Cowboys on the offensive side of the ball against the Cowboys defense, that's what stood out to me. They haven't even really used A.J. Brown to his full extent. So even if Dak is healthy, the way that game went down last week, that brings me pause to say, man, he's going to overtake the Eagles.
Okay, so far I liked RC's better. How about you?
Well, RC made your day. It's a Friday. You're enjoying your Friday. RC, he made your day. He said the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders. Well, they will look like Super Bowl contenders against the Lions, okay? They will look like Super Bowl contenders against the Lions. But when Dak comes back, he's going to make this team a little bit better, yes. But I'm still not going to say that the Cowboys are better than the Eagles. The Eagles, they look like the better football team. The Cowboys were talking before the game. The Eagles went out there. They proved to them that they're the better football team. From top to bottom, the roster is better. I'm still going with the Eagles in the division.
All right, so RC and I are right, and you two guys are wrong. Brooke Pryor, where are you?
RC's shilling Greeny catnip right now is what I'm hearing.
Right.
I mean,
that's right.
Look, as much as I want to say, yes, the Cowboys are going to be better, because look, let's be real. Dak is the better quarterback. I need to see it. We can manifest and we can try to speak it into existence as much as we want. I need to see Kellen Moore go out there and use a similar game plan that he used with Cooper Rush. Yes, you can be more aggressive. Yes, Dak is a better quarterback. He makes things more explosive. But you cannot go back to the way things were, where he put everything on his shoulders and things broke down because of it. I need to see him do it in practice. I need to see it in the game.
That's fair. But the reality reality is sometimes the worst thing that can happen to you turns out to be the best thing that can happen to you. They figured out what they should be in the absence of Dak. Now they plug in one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League with everything in the world to prove. I agree with RC. I think the Cowboys are absolutely a Super Bowl contender, and they start proving it this week. As we roll along, a strong argument can be made that no two people need bigger weeks in the NFL than the two legendary